Hey, it's Jordan. You all seem to like my other video, how I reprogrammed my nervous system to feel safe in the world. Check that out if you haven't yet. And I thought I'd dive a little deeper into the concept of practical tools you can use to regulate your nervous system. I know there's a lot of science out there, and that's awesome. I agree with that stuff. But I just want to share my personal experience, what actually has helped me. Growing up, I didn't feel safe in the world, and that ingrained in me this fight or flight response that has taken years to alter. And ultimately, it is a gift, the ability to take ownership of your life and move beyond these lower levels. Remember, we choose all of the circumstances we find ourselves in at the highest level. We want to challenge ourselves to grow. And so sometimes we have to work on our bodies. Whenever I work with other people and myself, it starts at the body, moves to the mind, moves into the soul. You can't get these intuitive downloads and all the cool spiritual gifts until you move through the lower frequencies and get your body feeling good. So the first thing I would recommend to anybody to regulate their system is find time in nature. I am right now out in the woods. I live in the forest. I'd much rather live in the country away from everything and just be with the trees and the birds and the frogs. I like to visit cities, nothing against it, but I think maybe from my past, I just feel so much more comfortable being out in nature. So even if you only can get to the park and take your shoes off and ground into the earth, that's a huge one. You can lay down on the ground with your back to the earth and know that the world has your back. You can literally feel it. It's pretty amazing. Take some breaths, just lay there, hands on the ground, shoes off, and you can just feel what it would be like to have the world having your back. Because it does. Also, allowing whatever you're feeling. If we're feeling not safe, if we feel like we're in danger and our bodies are freaking out, allow that feeling. There's nothing wrong with the way you're feeling. Your body feels that way for a reason. If you were feeling completely safe, your body would feel safe. I think we can store these memories into our body, and we can process them when we do feel safe, and that can bring up certain feelings. But even then, allowing yourself to feel whatever you're feeling, that's huge. Eventually we get to the point where we actually embrace it and we are grateful for it once we move beyond that lower frequency. But that's further down, that's like the higher level stuff. Just to start, allow yourself to feel what you're feeling, get into nature. If you have a significant other, some friends, or even a pet, just cuddling is awesome. That can allow your body to relax and feel comfortable enough to just be present. We are so social very social creatures. And we like to touch. It's important. And if you find yourself in a place where you have no control over your external environment, whether you have no money, you're in jail, whatever, then we move into the internal space. Because your mind actually doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. It is all a projection of your mind, this entire reality. And so you can control how your body reacts. This is neuroplasticity. I had one of my teachers that taught me some of this stuff. She was able to help quadriplegics that were paralyzed in their hands get their feeling and movement back in their hands and feet just through imagination. Just through imagining what it would be like to move your hands and feet. We are powerful beyond belief. It is amazing what we're capable of. So, if you have no control over your external world at all, then you close your eyes, and the first thing you do is visualize yourself in whatever dream, magical, most beautiful place you can think of. Wherever it is, on the beaches of Hawaii, a castle, in the mountains, your grandparents' cabin, just wherever you're at right now, just close your eyes and visualize yourself in that space completely alone. And this space is where we are actually, the only place we are truly alone is within our minds. Take that space and then create a bubble around you and sit in your own energy. Feel what it feels like to just be with yourself. Push all the external things, your phone, other relationships, your job, all the other things, your identity. Just push it all out and be in your own energy, your essence, your core of who you are, and just sit in that. That's going to just clear all the things you're carrying with you. Allow that, give it some space, even if it's just for a minute. It gives you some space and some clarity and begins this process. All this stuff, it takes time. Everybody wants to sell a magic pill, change your life in 1 week, all these things. It takes time. I'm not gonna lie to you. What helped me the most was I'd wake up a little early and sit for 20 minutes. I was in fight or flight mode for years. And so to wake up and imprint, start my day, setting the tone with just stillness, changed everything. That was when I began to see changes in just the way my day played out, how I dealt with people, my job, my other people I worked with. Just everything was smoother when I started doing this. And so if you're in fight or flight mode, you need to relax. And if you're in freeze mode, if you find yourself stuck, procrastinating, just not really reacting and responding to life, if you just find yourself in freeze, just trying to stay safe that way, you go within, then you actually need to do something like breath work. You need to move, you need to shake. You can sing. You want to activate your vagus nerve. Anything that gets you moving. You can go for a run. Anything that gets you your blood flowing, really, and brings that energy up. And you can be fight or flight, freeze, and then fawn. If you find yourself fawning, you need to set boundaries first within yourself. What do you allow yourself to do as far as relationships, as far as your behavior? Set internal boundaries. Those are the strongest boundaries you need to set. And from there, you can set external boundaries, but ultimately, you don't have control of what other people do. But I've found when I set internal boundaries and I decide I'm changing this in my life, and then I follow through with it, the people that I'm no longer in a match frequency-wise fall away. They don't get triggered the same way they used to, and so they respond different, or they just simply move away from your reality because you're not in alignment with them anymore. Anything else? I mean, yeah, this is why the whole channel exists. There's so many more things to talk about, but those are great practical tools that you can use in your life and get the momentum going in the positive. Start raising your frequency, start working with the body, move into the mind, and then you have access to your spirit. And from there, I mean, it's all good from there. Doesn't matter what life happens, what happens to you, it's all good from there. So if that resonates, please like, comment, tell me where you're at in this experience of changing your nervous system. And I offer one-on-one consultations. If that resonates with you, reach out, jordanjdragon.com, or wherever it's in the banner, whatever, in the description. Have a great day. Much love.